Hi folks, so welcome live to the World Cup 2025. It's the first week of play, but towards the end of round 1 now, and we have some results already decided, most not yet, and today we have a key game coming up between France and Greece. So I think the result is 4-3 in favor of Greece. Let's double check that. Yeah. One not reported here. Maybe it's 3-3. So whatever. Yeah, it's 3-3 because Francis hasn't played yet. So big two games coming up, could still go either way. And the next one, if the schedule is correct, is going to be this one, Valnitrik against Stelios, and it's a funny little matchup. Knights which Valyrian steal on both sides. So let's see if they have started. They have not, so we can have a look at the decks. I mean, we probably won't find anything too creative here. France, yeah, they had this deck last year when Argento played it, and I think it was the one to copy for everyone else basically. But this year they're playing it a little differently because Argento is on Stark, and Valnitrik has slightly different ideas because he went slightly bigger here, as you can see. So he has Corin Halfhand and he has Jon Snow. So these are characters that can dominate the challengers phase. It's not all about defending the wall. So, but still has the package with Seasoned Woodsman and all. So that could be interesting to see. And the attachments are basically the same as they were. He has the more aggressive ones, Ranger's Bow and Weirwood Bow here as well. Doesn't have stuff like Insubordination. It has a copy of Grayscale as well. Yeah, nothing too weird in the others. It has Fresh Recruits, which is very nice. Can find basically that Corin or whatever you're searching for on demand, along with the Seasoned Woodsman, and then there's a Steward. John is nothing, right? Yeah, so can't find John, but who's the best Steward? I guess Meister Raymond on demand sounds like a pretty decent deal. And in the plots, okay, Doublesmith has the main, doesn't have it at the gates, so Econ could be dodgy. Has Exchange though, is restricted, and the only event is Fresh Recruit, so you can get that potentially. Plus, of course, Morgulis has the reset. And let's just quickly see what Greece is doing. By the way, I will very shortly join the voice channel. If anyone wants to commentate with me, let me just get through this deck before. So Greece, what ideas do they have? So they have the Harris as the reset, as we can see, and they have the gates opening, so they will not be winning the initiative battle here. So Valnitrik can go second when defending the wall, or first if he has some weird aggro with Corin or Intimidate with John. Good draw though with coppers. And then the attachments, yeah, more defensive ones, I guess, compared to the bows here. And one copy of Haunted Forest and Sentinel Stand as the restricted, which is interesting. Mostly they are monocons, so could have a lot of strength there. And events, okay, 2 Fresh Recruits, and then the package that Catalonia uses in their Valyrian Steel, which was the most successful version last year. I think it won something like 6 out of 7 games. And do we have anything weird here? No, it's basically the established version. 2 Grizzled Miners. Okay, to counter first snow potentially, but they're not that great for the Harris. There's a Forest Patrol as well with Sentinel Stand. That's potentially incredibly big. A bit weak on the locations you actually want to kneel here, because there's no feast of the first man to just kneel on the event. And there's 3 Cresters. Let me just check, did I see Crester on the other side? No, so Crester can be carried through Morgulis and the Harris. So I believe they have started now. So we join the game, and I will join the voice channel on the 7 Kingdoms server. And also, do we have chat appearing on the screen? I guess not. Have to set that up for next time. "55 minutes. Could be that no one gets to 15 power."
I guess if one gets the wall first, it
Threatening
should be
catapult.
relatively easy.
Yeah, forcing
I
on a
don't know.
post seems far-fetched. Jon Snow with stealth and intimidate, but I mean, there's gonna be like 6 defenders, so.
Oh,
And
does Valnitrik have the big drone?
yeah, he has 3 Jons, 3 Corins. Goes quite aggressive.
Okay, so maybe he has an edge. I'm not sure how much different Stelios' version is.
Do you know what the pairing is for the last game?
Yes, it is Stark Crossing that Francis plays for Greece. And Greyjoy Banner Sun, so Drown God.
Ooh, okay, so that's Greece gonna win that one, I think. So
Yeah, so I think, that's, I think Valnitrik really has to pull this one.
yeah. Well, one has the wall, the other doesn't yet.
Well,
Lots of defense for the wall that doesn't exist. But he's still digging. And we know he has the coppers, so. Really seasoned woodsman getting these attachments would be much nicer. Now Valnitrik
yeah,
actually has
none
to
of this is
pass to
bad,
defend the
but
wall.
yeah, but it's first round, so I think he would have passed anyway.
And then
And there's catapult, so
dominance for Greece, and it's 2-1 after round 1. Yeah.
yeah.
Still have to do the challenges to kneel them out though, so that you don't actually lose dominance. I mean, it's Valyrian still on both sides, so stuff could still come in. So you can do challenges, but then you could have guard duty, for instance, and that messes up the dominance calculation.
Yeah, but guard duty only goes on, it goes on
Well, seasoned woodsman.
2 of them. The Benjamin also has no attachments.
So that, there we are. What's coming? Guard duty.
Beautiful.
Good call. Ooh, Sam. Didn't even mention Sam earlier. Didn't spot him in the deck. It's another potential big character that can dominate. Good job to Harris is the reset for Greece here. Because the deck goes bigger. I was gonna say that catapult is going to be potentially problematic when Valnitrik starts to attack, but I don't think there's a Palace of Sorrows or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, and with the wall, they all have buffed strength. Okay, I mean,
Yeah,
and there's the
Seasoned
slave.
Woodsman at the moment, for instance, could not attack, but
Yeah, but
the bigger
I'm
ones
sure
could,
he's gonna
right?
have.
Iron Emmet, I mean, won't be able to attack unless he has 5, which with the wall he has, yeah, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
which he has anyway. I was gonna say.
I
Is there
play.
nightmares and stuff like that for Stelios?
Is there what?
Nightmares.
Nightmares. Yes, I think so. Has the events that Catalonia has. I think there's nightmares in there, right? There's lay waste and hand judgment, and I think nightmares.
Okay.
I play Palace of Sorrows in my version of this deck, which, to be honest, is good anyway. But if you get Catapult that particular round and then maybe Spare Boot, you can really be annoying with that. But yeah, I played last night, and honestly, I didn't find the Catapult. But Palace of Sorrows turn was great because Greyjoy had much higher strength and could actually push a power challenge through on that turn.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a tough game for Stelios, I guess. Oh, but he has the Smith, so one round where he's safe. Oh, what reset does Valnitrik play, Morgulis?
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, Craster's going to be carried through
Oh,
both Valors there. And now it's slightly more difficult to attack because there is no limit on Torren. So every wasted attacking challenge, he gets a power.
mm.
But then if you pass, then Valnitrik, Valnitrik has to do challenges this round and get around that catapult if he wants anything from Brand the Builder. Although, most of the locations he needs are kind of already there. No real claim soak, but he can spend aim on this round to stop claim, I guess, was already knelt.
I mean, with the theory that there's gonna be um military pressure, okay, that's a good military icon.
Yeah, I was just thinking if he kneels his board to get Brand the Builder triggers, then maybe he's slightly exposed.
How does he work? After a winner challenge as defending player, okay.
Well, if he wants to, he can stop Thorin winning this one.
So what is the shadows for one? I mean, what could be in shadows for one?
There is a forest patrol, but
That
can't
can
come out.
no,
For sure, there's a
could be
Tether
black.
Assault. Yeah, the restricted card is Sentinel Stand for Stelios, so if that comes into play, suddenly his strength looks much healthier. That and the wall, and he could do challenges on attack, I guess.
Mhm.
Doesn't bother defending Thorin, so wants to do attacking challenges, it seems.
What is the restricted for Valnitrik?
Exchange.
Hmm.
Okay, so Steward had an attachment, right? What was on the Steward?
Yeah, it was the one that gives trades based on icons.
Ah, okay, so that's reasonable to get that killed. That gets you an extra card now. He needs to dig for the wall and for Sentinel Stand. Yeah, intrigues happening, the others probably not now. Little Bird. Milk on Crester. Ooh, that's That could be key.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, I mean, the fact that both players play Valors, but other than that, the one guy I guess you want to milk more than anything else is Seasoned Woodsman because he digs for cards. Potentially Benjen if it's a close game.
Okay.
Playing that into guard duty.
Maybe has some tricks.
I guess if Benjen defends, it's one power on defense. If they both defend, I mean, and then you win dominance. Just about. Does he have a Dragonglass dagger? Could get gold? No, he gets a card, okay. Ah, okay. That's a good card to get in Valyrian still, you can loop it.
Mm-hmm.
People hating on the mirror match on Discord, but I think it can be fascinating. It's a tough one to play
If
and to figure out how you're going to get finish ahead on power with low scoring game basically.
I feel like if it's wall in one side and not in the other, it's not that interesting.
Yeah, but I mean there's coppers and there's the agenda, so expect wall will come for Stelios as well.
Yeah.
Last night I played 6 rounds, didn't have the wall in play.
Yeah, but you had it in hand.
But it was never in play, and still I could push it through in the end. Although there was a sequence where my opponent had we take Westeros revealed with Euron there, didn't take the wall from my discard pile. I thought that was game winning for sure. Or maybe it wasn't, I don't know. It was already late in the game and Smith was coming anyway. Maybe it was something pointless, but if it happened earlier in the game, I can't kneel the wall on attack, that's the thing. This deck is not very good at forcing some unopposed on attack. Which Valnitrik, I mean, with his big attackers, but it's already round 3 here as well, and we haven't seen any of those. But I wonder if he can do it with Jon Snow and
I mean,
with
John was
Corin.
revealed for exchange. So
But playing those guys out, I mean, there's also then the Harris for sure going to happen, and the wider board here for Stelios much better for handling that. Ghost and Woodsman and Aemon in place, and Benjen who likes to get killed. That's a good Morgulis. But there's Aemon on the other side as well. Still drawing pretty aggressively, so he doesn't have the cards he needs. Wonder what the card in shadows is. I don't imagine it's Tattersalt. Maybe the new one is. Let's play the Throne out, so has a really big reserve for Tattersalt.
But what is the card that he's looking for?
I mean, Nightmares on the wall
Oh,
slows
that's
down
the
the other side, I guess. Oof.
there's another ball. I mean, ball, throw.
10 reserve. That's a good Tattersalt as well.
Sam would be nice, I guess, also.
Yeah. Yeah, Valnitrik has the better game here because that woodsman has been in play throughout and has got additional cards.
So there's now a dupe and 2 saves versus the milked guy and 1 save.
Now, do you need to dupe the wall?
I don't know.
I don't think you do. That's if you have to suffer intrigue claim.
You really hate people duping
I
locations
mean,
a lot.
it's open decklist, so sometimes you
I,
have to guess whether it's worth duping locations, but sometimes it's super obvious, right?
is there lay waste for Stelios?
Yeah, there is lay waste, so he does need to dupe the wall.
Yeah,
There you go.
good. There you go.
Although, I mean, if you lay waste the wall, the wall is the biggest winning condition, but you can find Lord Commander.
Yeah, but can you put it on? Oh, you can put
You
it
can
on
put it on
Benjamin.
Benjamin, and then that can go quite quickly if you can win the challenges.
I guess, yeah, if you have another wall in hand, then you would lay waste wall. Other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, so interesting situation in this World Cup for Night's Watch. So Night's Watch at the end of last year was really strong in the Starek tournament. It had in the cut 3 really different, not really different, but 3 similar decks with different agendas that were really aggressive attrition decks, and then there was an aloof deck as well, so 4 decks I think or 5 in the top cut. Came out of nowhere basically. I mean, people knew some of those decks were strong, but Night's Watch was the least played faction in the run up to Stalek. And then immediately afterwards, in December and early in the new year, we had some decks really successful that played the Chads with Sentinel Stand. So all around was really strong, and just across the board got restricted. Sentinel Stand was added, Mutiny and March were podded, and basically nothing, even Aloof lost, Hob was restricted, and basically nothing you could steal, right, of the published decks that were really successful. None of them survived the restricted list. But at the same time, the Valyrian steal restriction was eased a little bit, and now everyone kind of, okay, some playing choke still, but a lot of teams returning to this deck that was super popular last year, realizing
Yeah, but
that this one
Valyrian
has kind
still
of survived all the restrictions and might be the best again after a year.
still has the restriction of Hob and Sentinel Stand in some decks, so
Yeah,
it's not completely.
some played Exchange, some played the Father, so it's not as free as it was last year. But I mean, compared to some of the losses the other decks took, I think I'm not surprised that a lot of. I tried so many decks. I'm playing Night's Watch this year, and I tried so many decks, all kinds of choke and attrition and shadows with Bowen and stuff like that. Let me just close the window because there's some stuff happening outside. And in the end, was not really that happy with anything. And this is just so solid. It's a little bit boring. Doesn't win as much as people would hope, but at the end, it's just solid. Solid, safe choice.
I feel like there were some questionable choices made here.
I think I need to close other windows. Let me deal with that. I'll be back in a second.
if it was worth spending catapult on this challenge, on the intrigue challenge. But seems like it's going to be hard for Stelios to ever make a comeback from this.
Losing Craven for intrigue climb would have been horrible in most matchups. Not so much in this one.
Yeah, but this people can't even take Craven except I guess Seasoned Woodsman, but okay, he defends and
Yes,
doesn't.
that's exactly what I'm saying. So, it would have been in play in most other matchups, right? But here it's not the key card. Can't really lock anything. You could stuff that's still not here, like Sam or John. If they were in play, they could get Craven.
Yeah. Yeah, but he doesn't need them even for now. It's just completely fine like this. Even if now Stelios gets the wall, he's still so much ahead that I don't know, they could both just pass on what then.
Surprised Coppers hasn't been played yet. There we are.
Yeah, but let's say, okay, he finds the wall now, he can put it in, and then even Smith is revealed, so that doesn't work, and then
Yeah,
as well.
he's late with all of this, right? He was digging a lot, but left it late with the Coppers, so there's an action window now. Does he care? Wait 3 more seconds. Yeah. To be fair, sometimes you can't click instantly because if Halder is in play and spare boot, you have to actually decide which attachment. They're not all equivalent. Okay.
Well, a bit late.
Well, maybe a Nightmares or two on the other wall, and if we play 3 more rounds. Yeah, it's going to be rough, I think.
Oh, that's a good one.
Well, Smith's going to need his wall, so it's going to stay at basically 7-1-ish. And then we can start
Yeah, and the
thinking
fact
about
that
how
he
to
can't
come
really
back.
attack very safely with this guy.
Okay, he leaves himself 2 gold. I missed what happened
Ooh.
with the catapult.
Yeah, I mean, he used it on the intrigue challenge on the reducer, and then the reducer was saved by Amon, so that's what I said. I thought it was questionable. But you
Yeah,
were
with
definitely
a
right
save
there.
available, I mean, catapult's not your best card anyway, I guess.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, but you should just leave your dragon standing then, I think.
Yes, maybe
Okay.
that was one to leave because it's Smith anyway, but I guess, yeah, since you have
Yeah, but
leftover
I
gold.
think if there is a Heterosalt's ship in the
Oh yeah, it can
shadows.
stand it, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so wars are not happening now, although Stelios will run out before the game's over, I suspect, or maybe not. Yeah, what's the 2 gold for is the question. And the other thing, so now the Harris is coming for sure, right, to get rid of some of these guys. I think Corin might just go soon after arriving because he's not can't carry that much through. So if he has to Morgulis, you have to think which guys you want in play at that point. I'd suggest Benjen, Aemon, and Seasoned Woodsman. Nice Halder as well. Looks like France and Greece might draw. Maybe
Well,
Francis disappoints us later. I mean, when you say
yeah.
star crossing, it's not the typical one. So some deck building mistakes made in that one, but I think it's not going to cost him against Drowned God necessarily.
I mean, it's an interesting. I don't know. He plays the big Eddard, I think Lyman, but I don't like that so much if you have passing because then passing is lesser value as well. Just
Yeah, I mean that deck needs Rob Stark and the Shadow
yeah,
guy
because
that
then
stands everything.
if you do big guys, then you just go with Rob as well and put in some other icon. I think that's my how I would go, but
Hmm.
I like my chances. So
Yeah, it cost him a point in our infamous spreadsheet. So Corin can still get his renown, but not the kill on the power challenge. Do we have a lay waste on that seized? Can't really defend anything basically because of Halder. Ah, now you can defend. Defense with both just in case there's more strain boosts coming. Well, needs to play the lay waste now. There we are. Now do Harris and see how much power he can get back in the next 26 minutes.
and they're pretty fast. So I feel like your game was like on the second plot, like beginning second plot. When it was about this Martian timer, that's how it feels like.
Must have been a bit further along, I think. Hmm. Yeah, it's a different dynamic. I mean, playing against Greyjoy where your whole game falls apart if there's one unopposed happening at the wrong time. And here it's just about grinding some power in this very wide boards where not there's no burst of power happening from anywhere except maybe the two you get from the wall, I guess. Doesn't keep Benjen, so he wants Corin. Might get more from Corin, I guess, over the course of the game than the 2 power from Benjen. Yeah, but that seized on the other side is a bit under bestowed, so that will also fall off, I think. So this round and the next. Mm-hmm. Interesting now, taking Sentinel Stand as the restricted card. Last year, it was kind of like a throwaway card. There was one copy in a couple of decks. But now that it's restricted and its value has been kind of proved in the last year, there's one deck that's even taking it over anything else you can get. There's no Hob now, right, in that deck, which is a big hit. There's no Hob in either deck. Okay. Post Doheri's board. There we are. I'm afraid it's more than adequate.
Ah, Ghost and Drum. Beautiful.
So what do you do now, Stelios? Trigger Malin on
Try, I
Corin
think.
and then defend the wall and see if long term you start catching up. I don't think you are catching up though. Maybe 1 power per round you catch up. It's not enough. Okay. Doesn't want power happening. I'm not sure exactly why, because there's no power to steal.
Yeah. Maybe he wants to do a challenge.
Yeah, but Malin doesn't stop John defending.
Yeah, but I mean, he does a challenge, then can get a power on faction card.
Yeah, but still, you do that first, I think, and then see what's still standing.
Probably, yeah.
So Blackbird and Forest Patrol would now be a decent combo, because there's a location that can put in Forest Patrol. Then you stand
Yeah,
it
but
again.
it would reduce the strength.
Yeah, but
Oh, you mean, okay, yeah,
Blackbird then stands it.
yeah.
That's what I was
Sorry.
thinking. But yeah, the problem now also is that Valnitrik has a much better save situation here, and there's 2 more plots, so one of them is going to be Morgulis for sure. There's plenty of time, and Night's Watch, the Greece board here is getting decimated, whereas France is just fine. I mean, France can save everything. 1 reducer goes. Have to beat him. Is there enough Halders around? I suppose so.
There is also the stronghold. How much does that do? Oh no, it's not. Sorry. I thought it was abandoned stronghold, but it's sentinel stand.
Abandoned stronghold. Defense with only 4, but surely you don't want Corin to win here and kill the Shadow Tower Mason or...
Maybe season wood. Oh, can he give season wood? Is it lower or equal? Oh, he has the blade, right? Is that no? That's already in play. Mm-hmm.
The catapult play again, okay. I don't know what that was, but that didn't achieve much. That's a disaster.
Yeah.
Okay, board is, as I said, is kind of expandable because Morgulis is coming, but still it's... Why not just win on defense and stop Corin gaining 1 power?
Well, but now you're also getting unopposed intrigue, presumably, right? Because does John have stealth? I don't know.
He does not have the attachment, but there is one
But
for
is
every...
everybody in play?
Yeah, one for
Yeah.
every trait.
That was not a good sequence of decisions
No.
for Greece, I think. But honestly, I feel like it's lost
Yeah, the
anyway.
game's lost, so I don't think he'll...
So I think that maybe this suboptimal play is kind of like
yeah, whatever.
okay, have this.
Whatever. Yeah, like I said, he can pull 1 power back per round. I speculated he hasn't here because he's also conceded the renown, which was kind of avoidable. But I mean,
More
he
about
would
that.
have needed quite a few rounds of that kind of success to pull it back. But I don't see how he's going to continue to do that after Morgulis. May as well Morgulis now. I mean, unless your hand is 0 characters. But even then, I mean, you have 4 that stay on the board anyway.
It's 8 cards in hand, so I think there's some characters in there.
Morgulis now, and then Wall comes back the round after. Well, barring that plot basically here. But let's see.
Is it? I mean, he has his own card in Shadow somehow, and there could be forest patrols and stuff.
Yeah,
What's going on with the saves?
he can afford to mess up 1 save and still be alright, I think. I would even say that if not much comes in for Stelios, that even with 0 claim, this game could be over this round.
Could it?
Yeah, with Stealth and Intimidate on John and Renown on Corin. I think
Oh, I
it could
mean,
be.
sure, yeah. If literally nothing comes in, then yeah. Hmm.
There we are. Another stealth. Well, I was not completely sure about the Valyrian steel decks, which one was better than the others. They are kind of similar. A few cards change here and there, and different restricted choices. Valnitrik is the most different to the others, and it's proved its value here, but that's one matchup that's quite specific. So see how the rest of the tournament goes. It's an interesting deck for sure. Interesting way of playing. I mean, there's nothing stopping you from going bigger on Valyrian Steel. It's just an agenda that draws cards with Seasoned Woodsman. Doesn't have to be grindy wall defense focused, I guess.
Saw some decks that play like this recently, and I kind of like it with the salmon stuff. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I guess we didn't have that much time to also test that, but
No. I, I tested 1,000 other things, and then on Sunday I decided that nothing's good enough. Just default this Valyrian Steel, and then I spent all of Sunday trying to find a way to fit Bow and Marsh in because I liked him in other decks, and even that was not entirely successful. So not exactly brilliant there.
so I think you start with Intrigue, with Saturn and John, and then just intimidate power icon, then intimidate the other one on military, get 3 unopposed. If there's nothing coming in, but of course there could be.
Yeah, I mean, he has 2 stats on the power anyway. There's 1,000 ways to win, really. I doubt something comes in. I mean, not a character anyway, because the barring is revealed. Three different Johns are being played in this tournament, by the way. But I don't think anyone's playing the core set Johns now. That's the one missing.
Well, there's the other one that's also, there's like 5 Johns available, I think.
Is there? I think 4. 3 in Nightwatch and 1 in Stark. Is there 2 in Stark? Ooh, there's an
There's still Stark, yeah.
the deck
I think it might be both of them actually that are
that I
Stark.
remember played the older one, I think.
Yeah, but I think there's also one that's playing the new one, so I think the only one that's missing is Nice Witch Call one.
Yeah. Which I tried in testing. I played one friendly open and didn't go particularly well. Yes, it's wishful thinking that you could make that work. Did he start the same one?
I don't think it matters a single bit.
Yeah.
There's still one more round before the Valyrian comes back, but I don't know what the last
Stelios,
play
I think
would
Stelios
be.
is resigned to losing now, but he won't concede. I mean, it's quite clear when they went into the challenger's phase that it's game over, but he doesn't concede.
That's the right spirit, if you ask me.
I mean, sometimes. Sometimes you should really fight it out. If you can keep someone on 14, you haven't seen all the plots yet and stuff. But
So just make opponent play it out. You never know when somebody just fucks up something for no reason.
yeah, maybe. So if Seasoned Woodsman does a challenge. Oh, Valnitrik's not even done yet. Never mind.
Well,
Come on,
yeah.
let's have a kind of a serious training or something and a nightmares for Halder.
And I think it has to be practice blade and then also um, the stand attachment.
And now he's lost strength from that anyway.
Oh, yeah. Okay, on. The blade can still come in.
And it's also a nightmares for the Halder.
And then a power icon to do a challenge back, so.
Casually gives Corin +6. He hasn't even used everything. Well, has to click concede very quickly Valnitrik if he wants to lose, but now he doesn't. Hmm.
What does that mean?
We'll
Looks
never
grim.
know.